bookkeeping, payroll, taxes. When these critical business services are well managed, you'll better manage your workload. At Economic Solution Services, our firm provides top-notch professional accounting services, business consulting services, and back-end management to small business owners. Whether you're a sole proprietorship, corporation, or nonprofit, call us for high-level customer service, guaranteed results, competitive pricing, and a dynamic business relationship. Schedule your free consultation today.
Darlene Pierre Lewis, and I thank you for tuning in. Many times we have this great idea to launch a business, or we've already launched a business, and we don't know how to grow the business, or we don't know how to keep the business running cash flow positive. That's what we do at ESSI. We help you keep your business running cash flow positive, and even with the opportunity to get government contracting and even creating a franchise. Yes, I said a franchise. Could you imagine having multiple ESSIs across the United States? That would be cool. So that's been my dream. And I know that a lot of people have the same dream, not only to run their business running cash flow positive, but also to get the exposure that they so need. At ESSI, we help you with your bookkeeping, accounting. We do business consulting and coaching. We even help you get government contracting and help you get grants and loans. That all encompasses business growth. And in order for your business to grow, we need capital. But a lot of times businesses are not successful because we fail to plan. We don't plan an exit strategy for the business. When you were starting your business, which probably converted from a hobby or a job that you had and that you branched out and decided to do it on your own, you probably did not think about 30 years, 40 years, 50 years from now, how am I going to leave this business? Because we can't work forever. Even if you're passionate about what you do, there's got to be a time where you have to slow down. Either you want to sell your business, leave it as an inheritance for your children's children, up to the 7th generation, or you want to position the business to where it becomes part of your estate. That is called an exit strategy. The other thing we fail to plan for is taxes. Yes, you heard the term death and taxes are the only two things we cannot avoid. Yes, indeed, death and taxes are real. They're very much among us. And in order for us to plan better for them, including death, you don't know when you're going to leave this earth, but you can have the days that you are currently on the earth be pleasant. And that's through good health. That's through balancing work and life balance. That's through making time for you to debrief and take a respite. All that is important to have good health. But also taxes can be planned for as well. Depending on your business's entity that you created, whether it is a sole proprietor or an LLC or an S Corp or C Corp or a partnership, they have different tax brackets that are encountered. And in order to do that, you need to make sure that you sit with a tax strategist or an accountant or a CPA, someone who specializes in business growth and tax mitigation, so that we can reduce your tax liability. Does that mean your tax can be zero? There are times your tax can be zero through proper deductions and proper depreciation. So during tax season, you hear all these commercials, all these advertisements of all these different people who are just open for the 4 or 5 months of tax season, and they are telling you they can save you a lot of money, they can get you a lot of refunds. But there are times that a refund is not due. There are times you might have a net operating loss, NOL. That means the business spent so much more money than the income that came in that you're operating at a loss. That loss can be carried forward according to the IRS's publications and their regulations towards future endeavors. So meaning, if you have a net operating loss in 2021 or 2022, it carries forward up to 5 years, up into 2022, 2023, 24, 25, until that loss, the amount has been used up. So when you're carrying a net operating loss and your business is making a profit, it's good, because that means you won't have any taxes that you're going to be paying, because the loss from the previous years are going to be utilized first. The other thing too that we don't do with tax planning is that we do not plan for retirement, and we do not plan for our students, our kids' college, students' education, or even you going back to school and getting your master's degree or PhD, or if you don't have your bachelor's, getting your bachelor's degree. There are plenty plans. There are many plans that are available for you to do so, and all that is part of the tax planning process. We will sit with you, look at your assets, meaning what type of money or buildings or artwork or jewelry that are worth money. Those are called assets that we can calculate and evaluate to see if those assets can be offset by your tax liability in order to mitigate your tax liability. I mean, I keep saying tax liability because it is the tax that you will owe or possibly owe. So in order for us to do that, we have to do a tax planning. And what that entails is, like I said, we look at your assets, we look at your liabilities, people you owe, mortgage, second mortgage, car payments, student loan debt, we said card notes. If you have multiple card notes, we also look at credit card balances. And sometimes the businesses may have a line of credit or other credit card debts themselves. So we look at all that, and then we look at how much money is coming into the business. So that's called cash flow. How much money is coming through the business is cash flowing in. And then cash flowing out is what we're spending that money on. So we work on that, and we figure out a formula that will work for you and your business and your business type. There's no one cookie cutting type formula for everybody or every business. There's some families that don't have children, so you don't have to concern yourself with a 529 plan or a Florida prepaid if you're in Florida or whatever state you're in. Each one of these states have a prepaid college plan that you can use for the kids, but you can also have that set aside for your grandchildren. So when you sit with us at ESSI to do a tax planning, we look at every aspect. We literally mind your business. We look at your health plan. Do you have health insurance? Do you have proper health insurance? Do you have life insurance? Do you have proper life insurance? Many people don't realize that businesses can have insurance, life insurance that protects the key employee. And sometimes that key employee is you, the sole owner. And if you have other people who work with you, or if you have a partnership, it's good to have the partnership insurance just in case that partner gets sick, cannot talk, or are comatose, or they die. You don't want to work with that partner's spouse. But if you don't have that in place, then that's who you're going to end up working with. And these insurance can help you plan better. So again, you're watching Mind Your Business with Darlene Pierre Lewis. I am Darlene Pierre Lewis. And to reach us, you can call the office at 561-877-4662.
Bookkeeping, payroll, taxes. When these critical business services are well managed, you'll better manage your workload. At Economic Solution Services, our firm provides top-notch professional accounting services, business consulting services, and back-end management to small business owners. Whether you're a sole proprietorship, corporation, or nonprofit, call us for high-level customer service, guaranteed results, competitive pricing, and a dynamic business relationship. Schedule your free consultation today.
Welcome back to Mind Your Business with Darlene Pierre Lewis. I am Darlene Pierre Lewis, and I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank you for tuning in to Mind Your Business, where we actually mind every aspect of your business. I know a lot of times we think our business is only the brick and mortar where we go and operate and provide our services, but our body is our business, our mind is our business, our rest is our business, our health is our business, and you know my favorite, our finances is our business. So when you mind every aspect of your spirituality, your physical being, your mental peace of mind, and your financial peace, everything will work in unison. Is life perfect? No, it is not. Failure to plan is planning to fail. So if you do not plan to succeed, if you do not plan to have a good night's rest knowing you have a 12-hour shift the next day, if you do not plan to set aside money for when you have situation that arises, then when that situation arises, guess what? You're not going to have the money for it. And therefore you'll be stressed, which will cause tension in your health, in the physical body, in the family, in the business. You see what I'm talking about? A domino effect. So let us plan together. At ESSI, we are working on making sure that all of the businesses that started in years past, and especially in 2023, are still operating. And the way to do that is to plan. Planning an exit strategy. Why did you start your business? Do you want to retire after 20, 30 years? Do you want to sell your business? Do you want to leave your business as an inheritance, as part of your estate? All that has to be planned for. And then the business that you're in. It's been 10, 12 years. Do you still love what you do? Don't look at the money that you make, but look at the getting up every day, going to your office or going to the clinic or going to the barber shop, going to the salon, going to the restaurant. Do you still love what you do? Because if you don't, it's time to get out. I know, it's your baby, it's your project, but pivoting, making a change, and about face, those are part of planning. And if you don't plan, you will definitely fail. So, part of our planning strategy also includes tax planning. We also plan on how you're going to better prepare your taxes for your business and for yourself as an individual owner of the business, or if you have partners. So, when you do a tax planning for your business, we look at every aspect of the business. We look at the sources of revenue. Do you have just one source of revenue, meaning there's only one thing that you do that brings in money? What happens if that well runs dry? I knew a client who provided a certain service and had one major client that provided 70% of his revenue. When that client walks away, or if you have any problem with that client and they threaten to walk away, you're only left with maybe 3 other clients that give you 10%, or maybe one other client that gives you 10%. Don't do that. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's good to diversify, but it's good to focus first on one strategic plan that will work. And once that is working, then you add more services, which is what we did at ESSI. We started with just individual tax preparation. And as our clients were growing and the demand was growing, and we had clients who were getting contracts with government and they needed to be set up as an entity, LLC or S corporation or C corporation, we started providing services that include setting up those corporations for our clients. And then as that expanded, they needed to keep track of money coming in, money going out. So the paper and pen strategy wasn't working anymore. The bookkeeping tablets were not working anymore. We had to go into a software. We started with Peachtree, then we went to QuickBooks because that's what everybody else was using. So we started providing bookkeeping and accounting services. You see what happened? I started for years, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 years, straight 1040 individual tax returns. And then we started adding corporation structuring. And then we started adding bookkeeping. And then we started, hey, we had the corporations that were setting up the structures and we're doing the bookkeeping. Why not do their taxes as well? And in order for us to really be good at that, not only did I take training and brought on people who knew more than me, I also incorporated my business, forcing me to have to know the ins and out because I already knew the ins and out of my business. So when we promise to deliver something for you, we're speaking from experience. We're speaking from know-how. We're speaking from not only just school book learning, but real life experience. So when I say failure to plan is a failure to plan is a failure to I just lost my train of thought. Failure to plan is planning to fail. So when I say failure to plan is planning to fail, it's serious, it's real. So when you get up in the morning, do you have a strategy? I'll give you my little tip of what we do for our clients and for our office. The night before we close, we look at our tasks that we've accomplished for the day, which is all written down and also in our CRM. And then we look at what we need to take care of the next day. Who do we have appointments with? We check with those clients to make sure they're still on board for the appointment via text, sometimes via phone call and email, just to confirm that our day, according to how we have it planned, is going to go accordingly. Can people show up late? Yes. Can people become no shows? Yes. Can they come and not have all their stuff prepared? Of course. You don't have control over what people do, but you have control over how you react and how you handle it. So we plan for our day. And if things don't go accordingly, then that's okay because we planned for it. So now more than likely, if we planned for 7 items and 6 of them came to fruition, then guess what? We accomplished 6 goals for that day. So when you sit with us at ESSI and we do a planning for you, a tax planning, we look at the business revenue sources, we look at the expenses, and we help you strategize on how you can cut back on expenses and also how you can increase your bottom line. So we thank you so very much for tuning in to Mind Your Business with Darlene Pierre Lewis. I am Darlene Pierre Lewis, and you can reach the office at 561-877-4662. I look forward to having these little chats with you on Mind Your Business with Darlene Pierre Lewis.